if you use it in this context, it means اجعلني عاملا لك, make me someone who will serve you and serve the community. Of course, Abu Dhar saw that there's an opportunity to serve the Muslimin at the time, and he wanted to participate. So the Prophet ﷺ did something very interesting, and I have a feeling that Abu Dhar was not expecting it at all, but it's a point of teaching for him and for us through him. قال فضرب على منكبي, and he ضرب as he hit him, but of course it doesn't mean hard. It means he put his hands on his shoulder. You know, when you tap someone to establish this physical contact, because you're going to probably tell him something that they might not like, right? So you start with this little physical contact to, you know, it's a little bit, it feels amicable when you do that. قال فضرب على منكبي, so he touched him gently on his shoulders, and he said, يا أبا ذر, oh Abu Dhar, أنت ضعيف, you're weak. And the word ضعيف here does not mean that you're weak, you're nonsense, you're nothing. No, the Sahaba were all strong and brave people. But in this aspect, he's trying to tell him that you don't have what it takes to lead. أنت ضعيف. وإنها أمانة, and these positions of leadership is a matter of trust. You're entrusted in it. وإنها خزي يوم القيامة خزي وندامة. And at the day of judgment, it is a source of humiliation and regret and repentance. This is not fun. This is not something this is not a walk in the, no, this is a huge responsibility. And the Prophet ﷺ, in his wisdom, saw that Abu Dhar was not suitable for this task in particular. But he made an exception. He said, إلا من أخذها بحقها وأدى الذي عليه فيها, except someone who actually was suitable for it, and they fulfilled all the obligations of this job position, of this job description. So what do we understand from this? So we always love the Sahaba, that we think they're perfect people, and they were to the best of the human perfection, but also they're not equal. Everyone had a specific specialty. Some of them were scholars. Others were mainly, they recited the Quran. Others had a position of leadership. Others have military skills. Everyone is different. Abu Dhar, in this position, he did not have what it takes to be a leader. It wasn't going to be good for him or good for others, those who he led. Now, what do we understand from that? A couple of things. Number one, if you're ever pushed into a position of leadership, ask yourself. And when I say leadership, doesn't mean that you have to be a general in no, any position. Ask yourself, am I suitable for this? Because this is a leadership position, right? Am I suitable for it? And typically, the Prophet ﷺ would not give these positions to those who ask for it, because he doesn't want. He wants to assign it. He wants to give it to those who did not ask for it. He looked for them. He rarely gave to someone who said, I want to do that. Give me that privilege. Because he didn't like that. He wanted to give it to. But the other aspect of it also is that if you do feel that you're good at something, you should do like Sayyidina Yusuf did. قال اجعلني على خزائن الأرض إني حفيظ أمين. That he felt that he is suitable to lead in that position. He had what it takes, because there's an exception there, right? There's an exception. If you know, and it's interesting because here in this country, we don't have a higher authority that will assign people. We're it, right? You live in wherever, like if you remember the Arabic or Muslim country you come from, there's a Ministry of Education, all that, and they assign the Imam and the Khatib. We don't have any of that. It comes from within, from the community. So if anyone has any skill, they should make sure they share it. If they know that they're confident about it, they should share it, and they should present themselves and make sure that they share that and serve the community that way. So it's a double-edged sword, you know. One has to be qualified, but also those who are qualified should not sit back and wait. Because otherwise, if you don't do it and you're qualified, then someone else who's not qualified will do it. I hope this was a benefit. يروي الإمام مسلم في صحيحه بسند صحيح عن أبي ذر الغفاري رضي الله تعالى عنه وأرضاه قال: قلت يا رسول الله استعملني يا رسول الله، فضرب بيده على منكبي ثم قال: يا أبا ذر أنت ضعيف، وإنها أمانة، وإنها يوم القيامة خزي وندامة، إلا من أخذها بحقها وأدى الذي عليه فيها. وصلى الله على حبيبنا وسيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك، لا إله إلا أنت، أستغفرك.